It's your boy CutzbyRod. We back with another video. You know what I'm saying? Right here we're gonna have a 2 all the way to the top, and then we're gonna have a taper fade in there. Right now I'm just going in and debulking. He ain't had no haircut in a few months, so yeah. So as you can see, I'm just clearing my canvas so that way I have a smoother, you know what I'm saying, I can see when I'm fading rather than having all that weight. And then the remainder of all that bulk up there is going to be taken away with the 2 guard closed. And then I'm going to show you guys how I go about my taper for this one. And yes, I have relocated to a new shop, you know, just better opportunities for myself and for me to grow as much as possible. So start this video out right here. We're going to go on my trimmers, and then I'm going to set my ball guideline in a triangular shape. The only reason I'm doing this is because he likes to have as much visible hair as possible. So with me setting my ball guideline so low, because usually we do to like a 1 or to a half. So with me setting it so low, I'll be able to have the full C cup and the maximum amount of visible hair without having, you know, an edge up with a slim sideburn. So with that being said, I just set it really low. I'm defining my C cup so that way I'll have somewhat of an idea on how this taper is going to come out. And then right here I go my Magic Clips lever open, and the reason I made that lever open is because the lever open guideline so big is because that's still visible hair, so it'll be a part of the lineup and it'll just give it a way smoother transition. So next I go on my 1 guard. As you see, I'm just staying right there on that line. I'm not going any higher because the objective is not to spread it, but to have as much transition in the smallest space possible. So as you can see, I'm working the lever fully closed, and I'm just trying to knock out that line as much as possible. And then come back with my half guard to get that bottom line out, that primary line, because as you can see right now I have 2 lines in there. I have one that's going to be taken out by the half guard, and then the next one will be taken out with the 1.5. And as you can see, I started with it open. I'm working its way closed. After I work it fully closed, you'll see 1 line remaining, which is the bulk up top that I can thin out the way it has the smoothest transition possible. And as you can see, usually I don't have that discipline, or that's what I've been working on, to have that discipline and to stay in those specific spots, so that way I don't stretch the fade more than the client's desired look. And I mean, I really have my way on this cut. He don't have any, you know, big preferences that I have to follow, but just for my gratification, you know, I just want to give him the best cut possible. So with that being said, I didn't want to stretch it too much, so I'm leaving that 1.5 right there, and I'm just cleaning up that hair that didn't cut over the ear. And as you can see right there, I feel like I've created the maximum amount of detail. Once I finish this 1.5 guard, then I'll come back and redefine the C cups. As you can see right there, it's a lot of visible hair. The C cup is full, you know, it's not halfway because I started my guideline pretty high. Same thing with over the ear. If I would have faded higher, the over the ear edge up would have been, or not over the ear, but in front of the ear, so next to the taper. That would have been less visible, but being that I, you know, did my guideline where I did, that line is able to come over longer in front of the ear and make that taper stand out even more. Alright, so right here we're setting in that ball guideline for the neck taper. As I previously stated, I mean the back I have a bigger canvas, so I'll be able to stretch it just a little bit more. But like I stated earlier, the objective for me on this cut is to create as much detail as possible while keeping as much visible hair as possible. So with that being said, I'm gonna just ball them out real low. I did it in an art angle just to add more, you know, gradiency, you know, to his head shape, you know, just to make it pop more. So I go in with my 1 guard closed, and as you guys can see, now I have the primary line, which is what's right above where I set the ball guideline, and then my secondary guideline would be the darkness up above. that where I'm stopping at for the one guard close. Now I opened up that one guard close and blend that line out. So this is equivalent to the 1.5. But you remember, I did a 1.5 at the bottom and 2 at the ridge. So that's why I blend it so easily at this point. So as you can see, from here, now I really only have one guideline and then some cleanup work up top. So unfortunately my camera did cut off, but at this point I'm going to do my lever open, work it closed, blend that bottom line out, and after that I'll have the half guard clean up from what the lever open left, use the half guard, work it from open to close, and then at that point it'll just be detail work with the 1.5 guard and then the 2, just to detail it all the way to the ridge. I will be able to show you guys the finished product. Fortunately my camera cut off at this point, so I apologize, and I'm gonna just let you guys watch. I'll be back when we're on the edge up. Alright, so here's where it cut off. I know I told you guys I'll be back on the edge up, but I'm going to just speed up this side. I'm going to let you guys watch what I did. I used the same steps, the one closed after my ball guideline, had the 1.5 guard open, and then that's when I used my half guard, to finish detailing everything up. Just let you guys finish watching, and then I'll show you how I prep the line up. Okay, told you guys I'll be back on the edge up. So as you can see, I pinned all his hair up, and I'm just combing all the hangover forward. So at this point, like I said, he hadn't had a haircut in a while, so I just go in with my 1.5 guard against the grain. The lever is open. I'm gonna switch to the 1 guard, and then I believe that's when I'll close it up, and then just use the edge of the clippers. I don't want to, sit it flat. I don't want it that short. But you want to keep the edge up, the front line. You want to keep it reasonably dark, for that pop out, because obviously that's what's going to be exposed, when the hair is up. So you still want it to pop, and have a crispy line, but at the same time you don't want it all curly and hanging over. So this is where I stopped at right here, as far as lengthwise, and it's still going to keep it, fairly dark for him. And then as you can see, I started on the lower side. This side was lower. Like I said, he hadn't had a haircut in a while, but that's just the way that side grew. So instead of me starting on the side that already was higher, that would have just threw me off even more, to where I would have had to push that side up more, and then as well as the lower side. So always start with the lower side. People edge ups grow back in differently. You just have to make adjustments as you go, because no client is the exact same. And then now I'm going to apply some of the semi-permanent hair dye. And then as you see, I'm spraying it from a distance, and I'm not just holding it. When you hold it, that's how you get it too dark. I like my enhancements to obviously look enhanced, but at the same time I like to keep it as natural as possible. I don't want it to look like, oh, he got all his haircut colored on. Like, nah. Like, when you clip it and spray, we ain't just ain't just gonna cover up no work. I mean, that's a crispy line. So as you can see, I'm just tapping. And look at the card. You see, it's not just a big blob just running on there. It's like literally me tapping on the sprayer. So then at this point, I come back with my Barber Magic pencil, and then now I'm just smearing everything in with my T outliners. and I'm brushing it in. I feel like this is essential. If you use any pencils while doing your edge ups, I feel like brushing it is definitely essential to having the blend that you want. And I've noticed a lot of barbers, they have different contours on their pencil. Some barbers like to blend theirs in more than others. Some don't like to blend as much. Me personally, I like to blend mine as natural as possible, but still give that glow, like that highlight on the forehead, to where you can tell, like, okay, yeah, he just got a fresh edge up, you know. So that's my objective when I use the pencil. So I tried, you know, not to have it all like everywhere on his forehead. As you can see, I'm literally tracing the outline of the edge up, and be sure to not draw on the hair, because if you're drawing on the hair, that means you're pushing that line back. So only on the skin, and as you see, I'm just smearing everything in. When I come back with the aftershave after the cut is over, and you know, when you take your picks for your haircuts, you wanna try to get as much off of the excess smear. You know, that way it's a perfectly smooth straight line, as you can see right now. But when I come back with the razor, it won't look like that. It'll be in an orderly fashion. And this is essentially what I was saying the aftershave will do. You know, if you happen to use the razor and still can't get it, you know, not so wild, and oh, I can tell exactly where he drew the pencil, he drew it on thick. Because sometimes it happens, you know, if your pencil's not sharpened, or if you're using a different brand, you know, then where the ones that don't have to be sharpened, like the eyeliner pencils, those, you know, can sometimes come off too thick. But it's your job as a barber. See, that's a nice, clean, smooth trace on it. It's almost like a perfect ash mark, essentially what it is. And yeah, I'm just coming back, touching up a few spots. I like to make sure my boxes are squared off. And yeah, so this is the finished product. I hope you guys enjoy it. As you can see, that lineup is crispy. But yeah, I'm gonna have new tutorials coming for y'all soon. Way better content. Like I said, I'm starting to figure out my setup, and I just hope you guys enjoy it. So please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Turn that notification bell on, and stay tuned for the next video. CutzbyRod, we out.